kind of roll because it seems to always have audio glitches in the very beginning.
With our shitty microphones.
Our shitty microphones. Okay, this is Denver Broncos Mile High View. We're gonna do some crap here. And I got something I want to dedicate to all the feel-good fans out there, okay? It's for you.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce's got a brain.
No Simmons.
No Jackson.
No Deshaun Watson. No talk radio. Yeah, it's the end of the world as they know it.
Oh, it's clickbait.
Yeah. Clickbait. Welcome to clickbait.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, I had a really deranged individual. You thought you were in Stasi, Germany, you know. You cannot post this. It's clickbait. I will report you. To the central authorities. And the dumbass, this dumbass ends up, only thing he does by reporting me, because he doesn't like this idea that, oh, you're releasing Simmons, is that, you know, he got himself banned. He got himself banned. I didn't delete his comment. YouTube did. After he flagged it. But that's how dumb these people are. So, just a disclaimer here. Just a disclaimer. We're putting out something that sports talk radio, none of these platforms will dare talk about. Okay, we need to look at, and obviously this is going to continue into next year because, you know, I posted a video involving Simmons and Kareem Jackson. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Simmons, he's won awards, okay? Don't you dare talk about this. Okay, don't you dare talk about this. Interestingly enough, the video got half and half. So obviously it's not unanimous as sports talk radio would like you to think, or the fan base anyway, that everybody's on board with Simmons being this, you know, overpaid guy. And again, we don't hate Simmons. All we're doing is looking at this, if we were GMs, and looking at the money, looking at the film of Simmons, taking a look at other people that are out there. Because that's kind of really what a GM does, okay? When I hear, you know, the talk about, well, we have to make Simmons apart, you know, the old company logo slogan, you know, I know where that comes from, you know. I know where that's coming from. And, you know, maybe it comes a little bit from the GM, but we know where that really is coming from. And I got talking to somebody about, why didn't we do this for Malik Jackson? Why didn't we do this for Shaq Barrett, Danny Trevathan? Why? Okay, granted, maybe one of those guys we couldn't keep, one, but don't tell me we couldn't have kept any of them. Don't even do that. I mean, come on, you're smarter than that. You know, so this channel, we're going to question. We're going to go outside. We're going to go outside of here. You know, whether, you know, people want to report us because they're so upset that, you know, we would dare talk about, you know, letting somebody like Simmons go. But here's something else I want to discuss really quick. And we'll talk about the film and all that, okay? All the people that wanted Drew Lock, and I said I didn't want him. Now you people are all, 90% of you anyway, 90% of you want him out of town because you couldn't be patient. You couldn't be patient and actually, as an organization, and develop a quarterback. You can't be patient. But I'm the guy that said, don't bring him in. I'm the guy that said Greedy Williams. I said, well, let's bring in Greedy Williams. And the reason I bring that up now is because you're all talking corner. The same people. You didn't want to listen to me. We would have a corner. Granted, you know, he's a great press guy. He's got some tackling issues, stuff like this. But we know when it comes to, you know, covering somebody, that's the thing the one guy can do, okay? But anyway, barring that, you were the guys that wanted Luck, and you're like clockwork. And I said, watch, you are going to be the guys that want him drummed out of town. So that's why this is why we're not a popular channel, okay? Nobody wants to listen. They listen to sports talk radio, and for 5 years now, isn't it 5, 6, going on 6 years since the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
All this cheerleading has just been one lose. I don't care about the 9 and 7. It's just one losing season after another. But 9 and 7, I could care less about that. It just might as well be another losing season. Okay. I'm not into that. I'm not into being the, oh, I'm just so happy we made, 9 and 7. Oh, if that's not being a fan. That's just being an idiot. Number one. I mean, you should expect your team to be the top and demand your organization to be the top. That's what Pat Bowlen did. I'm not doing anything that Pat Bowlen wouldn't want in the way I think. So I felt it's time to bring in more of a GM-centric channel and get away from all that sports talk radio that has led us to where we are today. And that segues me into the Simmons question. Is we got all this money tied up in these safeties. We could talk about the safety in that position and how are we overpaying for it? Can the Broncos go out and get at least as good, for less money, and then put that money in, not in a quarterback, but put that money in like a defensive lineman, for instance, one that can actually get in the backfield. So let's start off by talking about, I produced a video, and I thought it was fair. I didn't cherry pick it. I just played the whole series, the whole defensive series in that game, as much as I could, covering what I was talking about. I didn't edit out anything. Simmons being good, showed you that. Simmons being bad, I showed you that. And let me ask you, Colby, is this, just in that one game, isn't that basically what we saw this entire season?
Yes. I don't even have to think twice about that. Yes.
Yeah. So is that showing Simmons being himself, was that being unfair?
No, it's not, because you are putting out film that STR and these other platforms are just simply not putting out, and you're showing okay. Can I address this whole situation that happened yesterday? Because I'm gonna bury some people, and I don't give a rat's ass. I don't. So that crackhead, that was messaging you, he buried himself, and we all know that. Okay. So moving forward to, we couldn't keep Malik Jackson and all this. The guy's an idiot. The guy's an idiot because you signed Derek Wolfe before the AFC Championship game. You couldn't have used that money for Malik Jackson. So your brains can't even think that far. That your memory must suck. Number one. Number two, the reason why I don't comment on this channel is because, number one, I'm just going to bury you on what I'm talking about, and the film doesn't lie. I was the first person to say Justin Simmons wasn't a top 5 safety. It wasn't this guy. It was me. I was the first person out there saying that, okay? So before you go attacking this guy, how about you come at me first, okay? Before you screw things up like that crackhead was doing, okay? Now,
most people can't see, nobody can see that comment. That
his brain is rotted.
Yeah, the crackhead is the individual that got his own post removed.
He's an idiot. He basically flagged himself.
He flagged himself.
And he made himself look stupid. Okay, and I see all these other comments on here that are just absolutely stupid. They're part of the STR religion movement. It's bullshit. Okay, like you said. Okay, you guys think we're clickbait. Okay, you want clickbait? I can name you other sites, but I'm not going to do that. You can go to STR and look at that clickbait. That's clickbait.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch. Yeah, you want rainbows up your ass. You want quarterbacks up your ass. That's clickbait. We're not clickbait. We're a GM-centric channel, okay? Now, going to the Justin Simmons thing. He is not a top 5 safety. He's not a top 8 safety. He's a top 10 safety. You guys want to pay him $15 million. There's a guy out there, my film of Sheldon Rankins. You don't want to accolade money to that guy, huh? But the league is moving towards the inside out concept. or the outside in concept, not the inside out concept. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
No, yeah, no. Wait a minute. Wait.
Are you guys that stupid?
Time out. Okay. Let's just assess everything you just said. What like the person commenting about Malik Jackson not paying? What these people do?
He's an idiot.
Again, now not everybody that's here is not a part of it. Let's just put it this way: there are people that come to this channel that are not a part of that.
Absolutely.
That stupidity. That
yes.
Moronic stupidity.
Yes. Yeah.
What happens is you got people on the platforms. They're all in a bubble. And they're all talking all this stuff, and they actually believe what they believe in, because if they say it to each other over and over, it's got to be true. So somebody comes along, shows them film, right? And it's not exactly the way their mind perceives.
Yeah, that's why I only had 98 views.
What's that?
They're not used to that. That's why I only had 98 views. Is because they're not used to it. I'm not saying that I care about the views, but if you look back at that video, it only has 98 views because people can't comprehend, like, hey, we're providing you film on a guy that can.
Oh, does that film say 98?
98.
Hold on a second. I got this. Yeah, see, this is. We'll talk about this too.
Anything in depth, and they want to feel good.
I got 248 showing, and then if I go into analytics.
No, I'm talking about the Sheldon Rankins film.
Oh yeah, Sheldon. Yes.
So the guy that I want in free agency. Everybody's you're crazy. You don't know what he's your Malik Jackson replacement that you've missed for 5 years. See, man, people are just so stupid when it comes to football. When it comes to this bullshit, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Simmons is in a top 5 safety, and to compare him to Troy Polamalu. Oh, okay, this comment really pissed me off. The whole Troy Polamalu, Steve Atwater argument. Are you freaking kidding me? You guys don't think they were inconsistent. These guys are consistent on a weekly basis.
Well, it was more than that. They were extremely.
They transformed their defenses. Do you see Justin Simmons doing that?
No.
Yeah, you didn't talk about that, commenter, you idiot.
No, if anybody, yes. No. But here's the thing. Again, who is it? Let me ask you this. Is it people like the guy that shows film, but he always shows highlights? Is he one of the guys saying
Tony Rourke?
Yes. Is he saying outside in? No, I'm asking. Is he one of the is he one? Well, here's the thing. What did George
outside in?
What did George Paton? What did George Paton himself say he's looking at?
Defensive linemen.
They're looking from the inside out. Of course they're doing that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
George Paton is sitting watching the Super Bowl. Okay?
Thank you.
He's watching the Super Bowl and say, what did we miss? They totally just shut down Kansas City. Of course they did. Because they're doing, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are doing what we've been asking this organization to do ever since Peyton Manning left. But instead, they got rid of all the dogs, right? They got rid of the dogs.
That's what Keith Talib said.
Now, Sports Talk Radio cheerlead all of that. And they cheerlead every single decision that Dove Valley has made that led us to where we are. Okay? That is the key situation here. And we're trying to break out of that mess. Maybe George Paton is a part of that, but I honestly cannot believe that that's going to happen until the Elways and everybody else in that front office is out of there. Until they get some ownership.
When he said that, okay, so in his press conference, he said that he wants everybody back, okay? First of all, they franchise tagged Justin Simmons. Does that tell you that George Paton wants to give him $15 million a year? When he's getting franchise tagged twice, does that look like a guy that wants to pay a safety $15 million per year? Honestly, let me ask you. I want to get your opinion on that. Does George Paton want to give Justin Simmons $15 million a year?
Well, if he did,
I don't think he does.
If he did, he would give it to him. Now the scam is this is what they're doing. This is what the league is doing with the players. The scam is we got this money coming in, but it's not here just yet. So just be patient, right? Well, think about this. The 2019, remember all those games the Broncos were in they lost in the last minute. And Justin Simmons was a part of that mess, okay? And he was ostracized for that, actually by Sports Talk Radio. Now, who's to say he's not going to slump again next year? Okay, and then that's why here's another thing. This is why we want to bring this Simmons thing up. Because if he slumps, if he goes back down the tubes like he slides, like he's done before, because like I said, this is not an impact player. He had a decent season. It wasn't great. It wasn't spectacular, but it was decent. And I don't care how many accolades, awards for being a nice guy, helping old ladies across the street. Pro Bowls don't mean anything anymore. Or anything of that means anything anymore. The only thing that should mean to a fan really should be tape. It should be tape. So if Justin Simmons goes down the tubes this next season, now where are you? You got to go out shopping now again, right? Maybe this is a year you could get somebody and not have to pay, and maybe somebody that, like you say, we could talk about Hooker too. If and it's a big if. I'm not going to lie. If he could get through his Achilles, if he gets through that injury, that could be a major score for the Broncos. Or they're going to hang you out and tar and feather you if he doesn't rehab. It's going to be either or. But, those are football moves. So I'm just saying if he slides down and then we're like where we are now, it's like we could have taken care of this a year. And it's always that with the Broncos. Like the offensive line. If they would have done what we had asked, we would have one hell of an offensive line right now. We wouldn't have the Glasgows, the hot tub time machine, and even Reisner has disappointed. And I'm telling you, I am not happy with the Cushenberry. Oh, but he won an award too. He won a rookie award. That trumps any tape you watch of him being undersized, getting picked up by a friggin' Buffalo Bill and thrown into Reisner. Don't pay attention to that. Don't
absolutely.
So we're going to be the turd in the punch bowl. We're just going to have to be. And this is the cultural change that everybody keeps talking about, but somehow doesn't want to do.
You think that George Paton doesn't know that, you idiot crackheads out there? You think that George Paton doesn't know that, you idiot crackheads out there? I mean, George Paton is – I honestly think that this guy is kind of like me and you. I honestly think that he thinks how me and you think. Probably not what we say, but what me and you think. He wants to build this team from the inside out. And it's not going to happen until Elway's out of the building, unfortunately. And thank goodness it's one more year. Thank goodness. But I'm just saying, he is a guy from all reports that he wants to go younger, he wants to go more athletic, and he wants to get players that want to stay in Denver, and he wants to go after leaders. And I believe that his philosophy is scout driven. Now, our scouts are top-notch scouts. Yeah, okay. They sure are. They sure are. Cecil Lammy, you got that right, you idiot. But when it comes to Justin Simmons, this guy sucks. He is a top 10 safety. He's not a top 5 safety. He is so inconsistent. I mean, my God. You only showed a few clips of it. That was the full game, buddy. That was happening the full game.
Yeah,
That's been happening all year.
Defensive series, yes. And like I said, it was just it was basically a window into what we saw the entire year with him. We saw good.
I showed a guy, Malik Hooker.
No, nobody. Oh no, we don't want to talk about that.
Oh, he's injury prone. At least that guy has the athletic prowess and the instinct stability to get where the football's going. Every time I see Justin Simmons, the same play as Malik Hooker was, he can't even get there.
No, and
because his instincts isn't as smart as Malik Hooker is.
That's why I incorporated that tape at the end where the guy is talking about Hooker in his college days, but he was what he was doing. He was talking about what real scouts, not our garbage scouts. What real scouts are looking for in a corner, or not in a corner. I'm sorry, in a safety, is that can they go seam to seam? Can they go seam to seam? Justin Simmons is not that player. He is not. I don't think that Kareem Jackson is that player.
No.
Kareem Jackson may be more the strong safety, playing that role, but he's also
Daddy
overrated.
sucks.
Yeah, getting bad angles and everything. Yes, the guy may have an injury stigma, but when he is on the field, he's an impactful player. And for the reasons that we've seen, they say NFL scouts that are worth their salt, they're looking for free safeties that can go seam to seam. That's what we're trying to get. Now, granted, it's a gamble. And here's the thing.
Marcus Williams, dude.
If you get rid of Justin Simmons and bring in Williams and Jackson, Simmons and Jackson, you bring in Williams, and then you bring in Hooker. If Hooker doesn't pan out, they're going to barbecue you for good reason. But if he does, you're going to seem like the genius. You're going to seem like a genius.
The only reason I don't think that,
because you now are going to have a safety duo better than what you gave up for less money.
honestly, I don't think that I'll get heat for Malik Hooker. You know why? Because he ain't going to get the money that Justin Simmons is going to be commanding. I'll tell you that right now.
That's
even if he
sure.
flames out and be like, okay, well, you're not going to have all that money tied up in the safety position. You do realize, you idiots out there and you idiots, that if they pay Justin Simmons, they're going to have the highest paid safety duo in the National Football League. So you want to have all your money tied up in the safety position instead of the defensive line and linebackers? Yeah.
Well, that sounds like Cody Rourke. That sounds like Cody Rourke logic. That's Cody Rourke logic for you. Working against you again. No. Yeah, this is a John Elway mess all the way. This is a mess John Elway created.
Absolutely.
And you know that they had to give George Paton 6 years because there's no way he would stay for Elway's. You know, he's not going to. And at least he can redeem himself once that, hopefully that albatross is off everybody's neck.
But honestly, can I ask you this? If John Elway was that, and I'm not siding with the idiots out there or STR, but John Elway, you know, if he's doing what me and you are hoping that he's doing, which is probably not happening, but if he's taking a step back and letting George Paton tune it up, I don't think Casey would have got cut. I honestly don't. Because you know why? They could have restructured that deal, and it would have been John Elway's golden boy. Because I just know that John Elway loves Jerome Casey. And Hot Tub Time Machine, I want him gone, but there's no way you can get under from that dead cap. There's no way you can. For a realistic move, if John Elway was still in charge, he would have kept Boye, he would have kept Casey. We all know this. I think that the franchise tagging of Justin Simmons, I think George Paton wants to get a deal done with Justin Simmons, but he doesn't want to pay him what he's commanding. And that's why they franchise tagged him.
I'll give
a lot of people don't understand how this works.
Well, last year, or going into this year, Simmons wanted to be the number one paid guy. And
it ain't going to happen. It better not happen.
Elway laughed at him, said, no way, dude. You know, so
at least he was right on that.
So he got right on that. But the problem is Elway created this free safety situation. Okay, and it's so Raider-esque. It's so Al Davis-esque. You know, from the Al Davis era. You know, and that. So I put a tape based on what you're talking about let's put an idea out there that. We don't keep him. We take a look at other tape. How could we replace them? Okay, I've got other tape that I got to post that you showed of other players because we're just
the Marcus Williams guy who's an absolute stud. You think that Justin Simmons is better than Marcus Williams? Wait after you watch that tape. His instincts are incredible. You had him and Hooker in your second.
And I meant to put that in too, but we were talking about Hooker, and I should have had but I'll put up the Williams. This is who we wanted to replace. Well, no. Now, does Williams replace Jackson, or does he replace Simmons?
You think that? Yeah. It's ridiculous. You add Marcus Williams and Malik Hooker. Oh my gosh.
Well, it'd definitely be. Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you this. after those two played, you think people would miss them at all, Jackson and Simmons, and all their awards? Oh, you're frozen, dude. So yes, Williams. You'll need to talk about Williams. We'll talk about that. We got film on him, and I was supposed to probably post it with the video I made. You are totally frozen. Frozen, you are. So we got somebody from somebody from the New Orleans Saints named Williams. That's we're looking at to replace the Simmons, who, yes, is definitely an impact player. So we really got a. Oh, there you go. You're on now. You're good. You can talk. I think. Oh, maybe you are frozen again. Yeah. Oh boy. You know what we may have to do if this thing shits the bed? We may have to go and